everyone, and welcome to the CBTF What's New webinar as our technical kickoff to 2024. Thanks for joining us this evening. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Please keep your microphones muted. We should have time at the end for some question and answers if you wish to talk rather than type. But also you are welcome to type your questions into the chat if that's your preference. And of course, the webinar is being recorded and it'll be posted at a later date for viewing for those that weren't able to attend live. So with that, I'd just like to introduce our CBTF President, Joanne Moser, who will bring greetings to our webinar tonight.
Thanks, Dana, and I am absolutely thrilled to see how many people are able to join us live tonight. The technical committee has a lot of interesting and good information for us for the year coming up, plus there will be some other information about competition season. So on behalf of the Board of Directors, welcome tonight, and here's to another great year.
Thanks, Joanne. Okay, so our outline for this evening, we'll do introductions. We'll move into some discussion on our national and international competitions that are coming up this season. We'll touch base on our athlete programs, our coaching program, our adjudicators program, our judging program, as well as the WBTF judging system. Then we'll wrap up with some administrative information and then time for questions and answers at the end. So introductions, I'd like to introduce our technical committee. My name is Dana Pedaleski. I'm your CBTF technical chair. Our past technical chair is Jeff Johnson. Our CBTF coaches rep and WBTF technical advisor is Maureen Johnson. Our CBTF judges rep is Kim Jenton. Our WBTF judges rep is Jenna Jemayev. Our athlete rep, outgoing but still in the position at the moment, is Shauna Spencer. Our group rep is Leisha Strawn, our SDP rep is Sarah Mujo, and our sanction officer is Sue Mepham. Our provincial technical reps, and I know that there might be some changeover as AGMs happen, but this is what we have at the moment. BC, Kelda Paluk, Alberta, Jenna Jemayev, Saskatchewan, Nancy Lightheart, Manitoba, Kristen Macarig, Ontario, Deirdre Leslie, and New Brunswick, Brenda Arsenault LeBlanc. And our education committee this year is made up of myself, Kim Jenton, Maureen Johnson, Jenna Jemayev, Jeff Johnson, Andrea James, and Joanne Moser. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Karen for her contributions to the education committee over the past number of years. And she will continue working on the technical rule book updates that happen and get posted onto the website for us. So we're going to move right into our national and international competitions. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the Pan Pacific Cup taking place in Calgary in January. So it will be January 18th to 21st in Calgary at the Seven Chiefs Sportsplex and Chief Jim Starlight Center. And there are two hotel options. One is the Carriage House and the other is the Glenmore Inn and Convention Center. Details on the hotels, such as the costs, the reservation information, etc., are included on the WBTF website, so you can navigate there to get the information. The booking deadlines are in December, so just pay close attention to that. And then the part that everybody's probably anxious to hear, entries. So entries for this event are submitted by each country's federation. So CBTF will be sending a JOT form link to collect the athlete entry information and then submit our country package to WBTF. And CBTF will collect the entry fees via e-transfer and then take care of the bulk payment over to WBTF. So the WBTF entry deadline is November 20th. There was a shocking post that you may have seen that said the entry deadline was October 25th, but that's not true. So WBTF is expecting the countries to submit by November 20th. So our CBTF entry deadline is going to be November 13th. It is a short turnaround, so we won't be accepting any late entries. So you do need to ensure that your entries are in on November 13th or earlier. And if we don't have your payment, by that deadline, we won't be processing your jot form entry. It's just because of the short timeframes and cutoffs, we absolutely have to respect the November 13th deadline. And that jot form link to the CBTF entry will be going out tomorrow. So that will go to the provincial technical chairs, and they are going to circulate it to those in their provinces that will be needing it, and we'll also post it on the website. So the entry fees, they all are in US dollars, and they are $50 US per athlete per individual event, as well as $50 US per athlete per pair event. Then there's the $25 US per athlete per team or group event, and a $20 US per athlete registration fee that each athlete pays once. So on the jot form, those US dollars will be converted to an approximated Canadian amount, and you will still make your transfer to CBTF in Canadian funds. There's some additional fees associated with the Pan Pacific Cup. There's a $13.50 Canadian per athlete fee for a souvenir program. If a coach or a spectator wishes to purchase a souvenir program, it's 20 Canadian dollars. And then there's no country rentals of the practice gym, but the practice gym will be made available to athletes who register and pay the 47 Canadian dollars. Joanne and I still don't have the exact details of the times of those practice gyms, but if you want to make use of the practice gym before the competition starts, you'll need to register on your athlete entry. A few more details about the competition itself. So the Canadian Nations Cup or World Tracksuits are not applicable to the Pan Pacific Cup competition. So athletes are to wear their club or provincial tracksuits, and I encourage you to check with your coach as to what their direction is for you, whether it's club or provincial tracksuit. Please note that there's no team manager, so you will attend this competition more along the lines of how you would attend our Canadian Championship. There are food services on site and change rooms available, as well as on-site parking. But if you won't have a vehicle there, there will be shuttle bus options to and from the hotel. That's currently being arranged, and when that information is available, we'll let you know, and you can sign up for that if that's what you wish to do. Moving ahead now to the Canadian team trials. So Canadian team trials, of course, will take place March 8th to 11th in Regina. And we're going to be running a Northern Lights Classic Open competition in conjunction with the Canadian team trials. So that will be our BI and BA freestyle, pair, and the team disciplines. It will be held at the University of Regina, where we've all been before. I think you're familiar with that facility. The entry brochure is going to be distributed tomorrow. So that brochure will contain all of the details and information about the competition. We're not going to open up the jot form entry link yet, though. It's too early for that. So you will receive all the details that you need to know about the competition. And then on January 8th, the jot form entry link will go live. And the entry deadline for Canadian team trials will be February 5th and the Northern Lights Classic Open. Moving on to the 2024 Canadian Winter Championship. So we're looking at Monday, July 1st to Saturday, July 6th for this competition, and the preliminary schedule is, of course, subject to change based on the entries, but excuse me. We're looking at July 1st as being the practice day and opening ceremony. July 2nd will be individual and duet prelims, the Maple Leaf Open and compulsory short program. July 3rd will be individual event finals and grand nationals. July 4th will be groups and prelims for the freestyle pair. And July 5th will be groups and finals for freestyles and pair, with the Pride of Canada clinic taking place on July 6th. So that's the familiar schedule. You should all be accustomed to this. We'll stick to the same schedule that we've had for a number of years and just make small tweaks just depending on the entries. So we're looking at Durham College in Oshawa. That contract hasn't been signed yet, so I'm putting it down as to be confirmed, but that's where we're targeting. So this entry brochure for Canadians will be available in mid-March. Just need to give us time after the Canadian team trials. We'll publish that entry brochure. And again, the Jotform entry link would be available on April 24th, and the deadline to enter Canadians will be May 22nd. The reservation information for Durham residents, should we be able to confirm that location, and a hotel option will be included in the entry brochure. And then moving on to the 2024 World Freestyle Championship in Sweden. So the dates for that competition are August 4th to 11 in Helsingborg, same location that they were held in 2016. We don't have a lot of information yet, but things that you can be looking at if you're a potential contingent member. Check your passport expiry date now. So as the general rule is, and I think those that have traveled are familiar, you should have at least 6 months of validity when traveling internationally. So take a peek at that and make plans to renew your passport if you need to. Something new this year, the European Travel Information and Authorization System, ETIAS. In 2024, Canadians will need to register with ETIAS to enter the Schengen area. All those listed there, Sweden is included in that. So it's not a visa, it's a visa waiver program that has been created to strengthen external EU borders. So I want everybody to be aware of that and to start looking into that. You can go to the website, just Google ETIAS, and you'll be able to see the information that you'll need to submit. And then Master Judges, you've likely received an email directly from IBTF outlining the IBTF selection process. And if not, you can feel free to contact Jenna. IBTF is asking for the names of eligible judges to be put forward by each national federation by November 10th. So CBTF will be putting forward names based upon the CBTF Judges Selection Committee results, which won't be available by November 10th. Those of you that are applying know that our deadlines are a little bit later than that. So the timing does overlap with our process. So we're going to encourage you to follow the process if you're interested in being eligible to write the judge selection exams for IBTF. Excuse me, knowing that you must be selected to and accept a position at our Canadian team trials in order to even be considered for Worlds. And that won't be overwritten by anything that IBTF or WBTF does. That's a CBTF policy. So if you're interested and wanting to be part of the IBTF selection process, follow the procedure that was outlined by IBTF, and CBTF will do our part to submit names once we have them selected. So that's it for our national and international competition update. We'll just move ahead into our athlete programs now. So just an overview, our athlete programs are made up of our skill development program, our pre-competitive program, our graded program, and our competitive program. And we're going to touch base on the skills development program. So I'd like to invite Sarah Mougeot, our SDP national rep, to just talk about our skills development program.
Hi, everyone. Just to provide a quick update, there hasn't been a lot of change this year for the SDP. The refreshed SDP has been in use for almost 2 years now. So fortunately, it's starting to be more popular around the country, which is great. We will make a few minor changes that will be presented for discussion at the winter technical meeting based on some feedback that we've been receiving. Some things would be like consistency starting on the right and the left foot, and a few other skills that need a little bit of an easier introduction. All the content, both the video and the written, are solely available via the Cantoral app. We don't have a printed manual, and we're not supporting a printed manual going forward. However, a reminder for those of you who don't have Wi-Fi in your gym, we do have an option for online or offline download. So if you scroll to the bottom of all of the skills on your app, There's an offline download button where you'll be able to access all the videos and the skills that you need to see offline, so you don't have to use your data plan or need Wi-Fi. And coming shortly also will be a section with resources where you can download PDFs of the athletes' sheets.
Wonderful. Thanks, Sarah. So now we're going to just move into touch base on the pre-competitive program. So our individual standard routines were updated for use in the 2021-22 season. And I just want to send a reminder to coaches to please review the written descriptions and watch the demonstration videos so that you are providing your athletes with the correct routine choreography. I've heard that we're still seeing some of the old material being presented, so it's important that you as coaches update yourselves. There's the pre-competitive program handbook, the written descriptions available on our website. And then you can also go to YouTube and select the playlist, and you'll see the demonstration of all of the pre-competitive program standard routines. So I encourage you to visit that and just refresh yourself as we're starting the new season. In terms of the group standard routines were updated for use in the 2022-23 season, and we've renamed them. So we have Group 1, which you'll know as Twirl Team, and Group 2, which everyone will know as Dance Twirl Team. And there's 3 music selections available for the coach to choose from: Dancin', Dynamite, and Lollipops. So we hope that everybody is able to make use of those routines. And again, you'll see those posted on the YouTube with video demonstrations. And we're just doing the final review of the handbook for the written descriptions to be posted as well. Moving into our graded programs. Just a reminder, as a province, to submit your graded medals order. That has to go in by December 1st, and that can go to office@cbtf.ca. So take an inventory, plan for what you need for the year, and place your order with Sue. A friendly reminder for competition directors that graded events, which are level C and level BN for primary and juvenile individual duet divisions, and level C primary and juvenile group divisions, are to be single judged. So you can make sure you set that up in your set system. You just need a single judge for that. Competitive program. So lots of reminders here. Level C, BN, and BI in our solo, 2-baton, and 3-baton disciplines. Athletes should complete their routines before the beep. Extended music is for use by our level BA and level A athletes only. And a reminder that judges will not assess penalties nor give credit to material presented after the beep for C, BN, and BI. Little clarification on open versus winter championship. So open competitions, all levels are offered, and this happens to be the only place that you can offer level C and level BN. Our provincial winter events are level BI and level BA only, and the title that those athletes receive is winner. And provincial championship events are reserved for our level A, our highest level of competition, and the title that they receive is champion. Music timing. So just a reminder to verify the correct timelines for your events that require music editing before you start your editing process. And if you go onto the CBTF website, there's a listing of all of the timelines for our events. Special note this year, IBTF freestyle solo, freestyle pair, and freestyle team, they have listed no 10-second leeway. So that's for the 2024 Worlds. So the same is going to apply for level A events at our team trials and Canadian Winter Championships for these disciplines. So that's an important thing to make note of. No 10-second leeway on the level A freestyle solo, pair, and team. Our freestyle and pair age divisions. So our level BI and our level A categories use the CBTF age determination rule, which is for this season as of December 31st, 2023. And we have juvenile, junior, senior, and collegiate. And then our level A freestyle and pair divisions is using the IBTF age determination rule, which is as of December 31st, 2024. And there's junior and senior. The official CBTF bodysuit, so level A short program, requires the athlete to wear the official compulsory suit at all competitions. The supplier's webpage has been down, and this is being addressed. So she is still supplying our suits, but we're working through getting her webpage back up and running if you've been trying to contact her. Elite training for international competitions. So a subcommittee, which has been reporting to the Education Committee, is continuing their work on developing a proposal for further discussion. So we're looking to develop a formal national program to support training for athletes that are headed to international competitions. So I unfortunately don't have much of an update for you, but I just wanted to let you know that it is being worked on. And when we have something more formal to present, we will. Penalties for restrictions in BI and BA freestyle or pair. So again, a subcommittee reporting to the Education Committee will be making a proposal for consideration at the winter conference. So currently content restrictions for BI and BA freestyle and pair disciplines don't incur any penalties. Coaches are expected to follow the guidelines in their choreography of these routines. And the subcommittee is revisiting the idea that penalties be introduced for violations. 2023-24 continues status quo with no penalties. However, that is not to be taken as permission to violate the guidelines. When I had the opportunity to watch the BI and BA freestyle competition in Edmonton this past summer, just looking at it generally, not with a harsh eye, I think I noticed about 3 potential violations, and I don't know that it was intentional. It could have been just the timing or anything like that, but I saw, leap cartwheel or a toss with 2 grand jetés under the baton. So just to take a look at the content restriction guidelines that are posted on the website and just make sure that you're choreographing to those guidelines so that your athletes aren't violating any of the content restrictions. Solo dance twirl music. So effective now, the artistic twirl music will be used for all age divisions at CBTF competitions. We're not going to be rotating through those 4 older pieces of music for the primary and juvenile age division anymore. We will be using the artistic twirl music. And if you're looking for that music, it's provided to CBTF technical members at no charge as a benefit of their technical membership. And you can find that on the CBTF website. Please note that you do need to be logged into your account in order to be able to access that. Extra. So extra will be included as a minor discipline for 2023-24 season. Minor disciplines are offered at our open competitions. So for this year, CBTF, please use the CBTF age determination. So as of December 31st, 2023, you should use CBTF age divisions, juvenile, junior, senior, collegiate, but use Pan-Pacific levels. So open or elite. And those guidelines are outlined in the IBTF or WBTF Pan-Pacific manual. You also have to make sure to follow the Pan-Pacific content restriction guidelines. And as a note, if anybody's interested, we will be offering it in the Maple Leaf Open, and that should say 2024, not 2023, sorry. Moving ahead to our coaching program. Just a reminder that we have 2 free coach and training programs for our younger members to take. So coach and training 1 is for anybody age 13 and up. They can go in, they can request an Education Portal account and do the theory course. It's a small little course just to get them used to using the portal. There's 5 lessons in there. And then they will be able to download a manual or a handbook guiding them through what they need to do with their home club coach to participate and gain a certificate as a coach in training. So that's coach in training 1, and we also have coach in training 2 for their second year that they can follow up on. There's no theory, there's a little bit more practical work to do and get them introduced a little bit more into some administrative tasks related to coaching. And then they can submit their log and get another certificate at the coach in training 2 level. Those 2 are not prerequisites for anything. That's just a point in time to keep our athletes as they move into the teenage years interested, and another option for them to participate as an assistant in their home club. Our Baton Twirling Foundation course has been running for a while now, and it's made up of 3 parts. I just want to review with everybody. Step 1 is the theory, and so if that's an online self-paced course with lessons and quizzes, you can start that at any time. If you're 15 years of age and older, you don't have to wait until there's a course announced in your province. This one is one that can be done, at your own pace when you are interested in taking it. So go ahead and sign up for the theory. Step 2 is the practical, and that's where you do have to wait for your course to offer an in-person class delivered by a course conductor with hands-on training. And then you can also start taking your NCCP courses. And then the final step is the evaluation step, where you produce a coaching portfolio and you get evaluated by a master evaluator. So at each of the steps in time, we do award the participants with a certificate. Once you've done your theory, you're Baton Twirling Foundation in training coach. Once you've done your practical, you're trained. And once you've been evaluated, you're certified. So just to keep the students motivated along the way, we have the smaller steps and award certificates as we go. And then competition 1, the theory is available online, and we're working on getting that practical course finished. So it follows the exact same steps as Baton Twirling Foundations does. So again, in more bite-sized pieces, receiving a certificate at each step along the way. Regarding NCCP, so we are looking into the possibility of CBTF running its own NCCP courses to keep costs down. So we'll let you know when we have some more information on that. And the Education Committee is taking a look at the NCCP requirements at the BTF level. So just stay tuned. Coach certification listing. So CBTF is now going to post all registered coaches' names and their certification status on the website, so that people are able to search and find out if they are signing up for lessons from a certified coach or recognized by CBTF. And then in the future, the Marketing and Communications Committee is going to be reaching out for some club contact information so that we can also promote that on the website in the future. I've had quite a few questions lately about coaches, returning to coaching after a break. And yes, we absolutely will recognize coaching certifications from the past, that for those who took a break and now wish to return. So how do you go about doing that? So provincial coaches reps should have the member answer a series of 4 or 5 questions. I've sent those out to the coaches reps who have reached out and had questions. I'm going to put together just a handy little summary sheet that I can circulate, so I just don't have to be answering the same question all the time. And then that you can submit those responses to the Education Committee for review, and the Education Committee uses a rubric to assign the coach a status in our new coaching program. Now we're going to move into the adjudicators program, and Sarah Mougeot will walk us through this part again.
Hey everyone. So we're very excited to be running our first A1 course. It's the first course run in the new revision of the judging system. So the first step is to take your A1 theory in the education portal. The fee associated with that is $20, and you pay for that directly in the portal. To do this, you must be a technical association member, but it can be done at any time. So you don't have to wait for a practical. You can just get it done when it's convenient for you and you have time to sit down and digest the information. And then step 2, which is the exciting part, is that we're launching the practical, and it will be live on Zoom with a course conductor. We have special introductory pricing. It's only $25 for the first course that we're running. To register for this, you have to have completed your A1 theory and passed it, of course, and also be 18 years of age on the date of the practical course. So for the sake of the upcoming one, that's, I believe, November 6th. You also must be available to attend all 9 hours of the course. And for this first course, it's split into 3 sessions. A1 exams is your last step, and that's included in the pricing of your practical. So there's no extra fee for writing your exams. They'll be set up in the Education Portal, and they'll be accessible for 1 month following the final session of your practical course. So for those of you who need time to sit down, digest, think about it a little bit more, and then take your practical, you're more than welcome to do that. You'll have up to a month to complete it. And you can choose when you write your exams. You can write them the minute you're done your step 2, or you can take a few days to get sorted out. Also, I have one final reminder, as this has not been happening across the country. With the revisions to the SDP and the adjudicators courses, we switched over a few things, that the master summaries are now required for the adjudicators to submit all of your SDP adjudications, right? This includes giving points to your province as well as the province of the athletes that you are adjudicating for the province of the year. So the master summary sheets should be forwarded to the provincial SDP rep and the national SDP rep immediately after the adjudication has occurred. So all of your masters are digital, and your master summary is also digital. So when you're emailing it to the coach with the results, include your provincial and your national SDP rep, so that all of the information just gets sent off quickly and efficiently. This also ensures that our database is up to date and athletes are credited for their achievement, especially with respect to their PINs, so that they are able to compete in freestyle, because we have the requirement of the PINs to do compulsories in freestyle.
Great, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So moving into our judging program, I'd like to welcome our new CBTF Judges rep, Kim Jenton, to bring some greetings from the judging program. Kim, I think you're on mute.
Good evening, everybody. So nice to see everybody here tonight. I'd like to start by saying that our committee of Maureen and Jenna and myself are going to work very hard this year on continuing to build the relationship between ourselves and the judges reps across the country. We've already had one meeting and we have another one this evening. And we hope that as we work to build that communication, that even though we are a small sport, we have lots going on and we can certainly improve things if we continue to work together. Our first goal is to get the CBTF Judges listing on the website updated. I know some of you have asked the question of what is happening if beside your name it says expired. Well, I certainly don't want you to think that we don't want you judging. That's just the opposite. What we want to make sure is that everybody updates and reviews so that they are current. And in thinking that through over the last couple of weeks, we have decided that the existing way that we're doing it may need some consideration. So at the next meeting that the Education Committee has, we will be looking at ways that judges can update and review. So at this time, we have made the decision that if it says expired beside your name, up until December 31st, you can continue to judge. In the meantime, the Education Committee will meet in November and be looking at the options on how judges can review. That'll take place in November, and as soon as we have decided that, we will be getting out to our judges reps that information. So Jeff has kindly put both the 2021 and 2022 Canadian Focus meetings up on the website for you to watch, and you are welcome to do that. And Jeff, on behalf of all the judges, thank you so much for doing all that work and getting that up there. But I will say that until we've made the decision on how it is that you are going to be updated, you might want to just wait for that information. We're excited about some of the things that we're talking about for our new judges this year. We've talked to Dana because there is, it looks like we are having a great response to the A1 course that Sarah and Dana are going to be doing. So I do want you to know that if you are somebody who is just finished competing and are interested in starting the judging program, if we do get a really good turnout, Dana and Sarah are going to consider kind of grouping people in levels. You're supposed to agree with that now, Dana.
Yes, yes. Don't be intimidated to register. If you hear that there's some very experienced judges who are coming back to take the adjudicator course and that sounds scary to you as a new person, no worries. We're going to make sure that everybody is grouped into the appropriate session to make them feel comfortable in taking the course. So I encourage you to sign up.
Great. And along with that course, we do have some exciting things on the agenda for the next Education Committee meeting for our new judges. We are looking at developing a mentoring program here in Canada, given that we are hopeful that we're going to have a bunch of new judges coming on board. So I ask all the experienced judges, if you'd like to give back to the sport in this way, if you could contact Jenna or myself and let us know if you'd be interested in mentoring. You know, we would love to be able to share your experience with others. Along with the mentoring program, we are going to be letting your judges reps know that if you do take the A1 adjudication course and you're kind of ready for that next step, we'll be offering some opportunities to get together so that even though you might have to wait for your next set of education, that we keep you involved and in tune with what's happening. So just stay connected to those judges reps and you'll know what is happening. For our existing judges, sure to appreciate every year you coming back. What we're looking at doing, oh, that's a good comment, Shauna. Anyone that's unable to attend the A1 on Mondays, Dana and Sarah have said that in the new year, we'll be offering another course. So, you know, not to worry, you could get that done this year. Thank you, Shauna, for bringing that up. Our existing judges, right now it's our exam period, which is an exciting time for us. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about that. Once that is completed, the exams will be marked and we will be getting that information out sometime in November. Is that correct, Dana? Is that the correct time frame?
Or, sorry, can you just repeat again?
To get our judges after the, or maybe I should be asking Jeff, what time frame do we actually get back to the judges with who will be chosen?
Oh, I see. The judge selection committee process will occur between November 1 and November 15th. We will contact selected judges by November 30th, and then judges will be expected to confirm or decline their contract by December 31st.
Thank you. The, as I said before, The judges reps have been asked to make sure that all of your things are currently updated. And they're going to be giving us that information, and Jenna and I are going to be putting together a list for Jeff to get the CBTF website updated. If you haven't been judging for a little while and you would like to come back, the same as they're doing for the coaches, if you'd like to write to Jenna or I and say that you have interest, once again, we will take your name to the Education Committee. We would love to have you and let you know kind of at what stage you could get back into the program. This year, we are really committed to trying to get as many new judges and judges maybe that have lapsed for a couple years or what have you, interested in coming back. So that's our priority, and we hope that everyone will join us in that initiative. I think that's all I have, Dana, except I'm sorry to apologize for my voice. I'm sorry about that. But if there's anything that I can do to make your year as a judge better, don't hesitate to contact me.
Thanks, Kim. So I'm just going to go through some upcoming courses that we're going to be able to launch. So our Division 1 or D1 course, which will cover pre-competitive disciplines. The theory portion, which is our online self-paced course in the Education Portal. And you're going to sense a trend here. We've set up all of our coaching courses, our adjudicating courses, and judging courses in the same way. Step 1 is theory. We're going to make that available in January. Step 2 is practical, which is the online Zoom session with a course conductor. We're able to offer our judging courses on Zoom. We're going to target that for March. Exams, again, that go along with the practical will be available targeted for March, and then you will do practice judging after that, and you can do that via the library and live. Then our D2 Division 2 course, which is competitive disciplines, including compulsories at the BN and BI level. Again, theory in the portal targeting April, practical targeting June, as well as the exams, and then practice judging to follow after that, available via the library and live. So we're really looking forward to being able to run our judging courses this year. Division 3, which will be our competitive group disciplines, pom-pom, dance, twirl, and twirl team. Don't have any firm dates on that just yet, but we are going to target fall of 2024. And then I should have had this slide up for Kim when she was talking about the new ideas in the judging program, but there you go. That's the slide I should have had up earlier. Oh, Kim, you're on mute.
Do we want to answer these questions that are in the chat before we move,
oh, sorry,
move
I
on?
haven't. Yeah, sorry, I haven't followed the chat. Can new judging candidates take A1 and D1 at the same time if they cannot do the A1 course in November? So A1 is a prerequisite to D1. Actually, we have A1, A2, and A3, but we're struggling with being able to get enough exam videos for A2 and A3 at this time. So we do need to let that program run a little bit longer to collect the videos. But we are not going to make that a barrier to those that have taken the A1 course. We will let them go ahead and do the D1 course. Sarah and I are looking at January, possibly for the second iteration of the A1 course. So that'll still be on target for getting those people certified or into the course before we do our D1. Is coaching certification a prerequisite to certifying as an adjudicator or judge? No, it's not. Okay, moving on. Just a reminder to our judges that your networking list should be reported with contact with all athletes and all coaches for the current season. You submit this form with every judge's contract for all of your competitions. And a reminder to competition directors that you need to be also looking for this form to come in with your contracts. And judges can amend this form and submit it as circumstances change. So if you fail to report a contract, it can be considered a breach of the judge's code of conduct. So just making sure that you keep that up to date. Looking at some things that had come up in some of our meetings, in situations where we have multiple judges and a wide difference in scores. So, you know, we've taken a look at this just because sometimes opinions on one situation tend to, you know, cloud over everything. Whereas if we do a dive in to see what's really happening, it can give us a little bit of a clearer picture. So we did a review of the level A and level BA short programming compulsories from the 2022 Canadians. And in level A short program, the overall percentage of occurrences of more than a 1.0 spread on the element score among judges was at 25%. For BA short program, that same stat was at 43%. And in compulsories, we were again at 25%. So we were looking at this to do further study. However, in the next little while, IBTF has decided that there will be no short program after the 2024 World Championships. They say that it's not needed because of the new judging system that involves the fiche. So CBTF has yet to determine how this will affect our BI and BA freestyle. And we will be discussing that at a future meeting. And the Education Committee will take a look at developing a process to address judges with scores that are outside of the acceptable range. Happy to report that when we did the study on our medley, solo dance, our competitive events, the occurrence was actually very small. So we will take a look at what we need to do going forward, but we're not going to spend too much time on short program because it won't be around after 2024 for the level A event. In terms of the Canadian group events, we're going to take a masters only approach. Currently, you know, in the past practice has been score sheets plus masters for our group events. Coming up at 2024, we're just going to use master sheets, and we will revise that to include a space for caption scoring. And at the Canadian team trials, as well as Winter Championship, we're going to remove score sheets for compulsory short program, freestyle solo, freestyle pair, and freestyle team, and use a master only approach. The current medley master that is generated by the TAB program is going to be published, and then you can use that at all competitions going forward. It will put things in a slightly different order, making it easier for our tabulation teams to enter without error into the tabulation program. And CBTF is going to develop a recognition program for coaches, adjudicators, and judges to acknowledge certain milestones. So we don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet, but it was brought up at the fall conference and accepted as something that we want to do. So just stay tuned for further details. There will be a committee working on putting that together for us. Now we're going to move into the WBTF judging system. So I'd like to welcome our WBTF Judges rep, Jenna Jemayev, to take us through the next few slides.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, and thanks for being here. I know you've received a lot of emails from myself and from IBTF and WBTF lately about a lot of information that's coming at us about different things. So as always, just please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, because I know it's a busy time of year with lots of meetings and lots of webinars that are starting to be scheduled. And we want to make sure everyone attends the education that they need to be there for, either to maintain their status or just as a coach who's going to be training their athletes in the new freestyle judging system program. So the first thing to be aware of is that WBTF has announced that there will be a new freestyle solo education program for judges. So the WBTF is pleased to offer a series of seminars and an educational course designed to educate coaches and judges on the new freestyle solo program and corresponding judging system that will be implemented in full at the 2026 World Freestyle and Rhythmic Twirl Championship. So yes, it is a program geared towards judges, but there's education that's really valuable for coaches in there as well. So this is a breakdown of what is required. So again, if you have any questions about what you should be attending, how much should I invest in this course if I'm a judge or a master judge, please reach out to me for further clarification. Please keep in mind there that second point, you can register for the informational seminar on the freestyle solo event. It is free, and that is on October 28th. So I think that would be a good thing for all of our technical members to do, is at least sign up for that initial seminar just to hear some of the information. And then from there, you can decide if you would like to enroll online in the Freestyle Solo Education Program via Moodle, which is $100 US. So if you are a master judge, you're also required to register and attend 3 practice exam webinars, which is $75, as well as you are required to complete the technical specialist certification exam at the conclusion of all seminars. So I registered, I believe 2 weeks ago. And for master judges, I was only able to register for the first 2 parts. I wasn't able to register for the certification exam yet. So I will keep checking for updates to see when that does become available. As well, there was some concerns about the timing of the testing overlapping some of our competition dates here. So Stephanie just has a question, has WBTF not now become IBTF? Can we do the IBTF certification? So maybe Jeff or Dana can speak more to that, but yes, the WBTF does still exist. They're the ones running Pan Pacific and other branches of competitions. And they're the ones that have been developing this new judging system over the last 10 years. So I'm not sure if Jeff, maybe you're on the IBTF board, if you want to maybe touch on that.
Yep, so WBTF continues to exist, so does WFMBTA. Right now, IBTF is a partnership between those 2 organizations. And that partnership is what put on the 2023 Nations Cup and World Championship in Liverpool. It's that partnership that will be putting on the 24 World Championship in Helsingborg. Beginning 2025, though, WBTF and WFNBTA will dissolve, and there will only be the IBTF. At that point, IBTF presumably will have judging programs and coaching programs in place. Right now, they don't. So right now, the coaching and judging programs that we care about are the ones offered by WBTF.
Thanks, Jeff. So the online training seminars are open to coaches and judges. The seminars are mandatory for coaches that wish to be part of the listing on the website as having completed the Freestyle Solo Coaches Education course by passing the exam. The seminars are mandatory for coaches or judges wishing to test for the technical specialist certification. All seminars are mandatory for master judges to be eligible to test for the Freestyle Solo certification. Current master judges who would like to certify as a Freestyle Solo judge are required to complete all exams, but are not required to meet the minimum passing score of 70%. Please note, WBTF's Moodle platform requires a completed exam to maintain progression of educational segments, to denote successful course completion, and to confirm attendance. So about the training seminar number 1, compiling the Freestyle Solo fiche. So this is going to be November 11th. It's going to be presented by Concetta from Italy. It's open to coaches and judges. So again, it's mandatory for coaches that wish to be part of the listing on the website, coaches and judges that are wishing to certify as a technical specialist, and master judges wishing to be eligible to judge the Freestyle Solo competition. The training seminar 2 is the execution of the elements in a Freestyle Solo program. So this is on December 9th, presented by Massimo from Switzerland and Xavier from France. So the topics are errors and examples and applying penalties. So again, open to coaches and judges, mandatory to coaches who want to be on the listing, and those who want to become a technical specialist, as well as the master judges. So the training seminar number 3 is components of the freestyle solo program. That's on January 13th. So it's presented by Dale White from the States and Jackie Stewart from the States. So the topic is evaluation and examples. And again, open to coaches and judges. And there is the overview that was sent out by email a few weeks ago with all this information as well. So if you're not catching all of this now, you can go back to that email and refer to those dates. And there's the links there as well to register for all of those seminars. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Jenna. Okay, now we're just move into the administrative topics that we need to cover. So provincial reps, just a reminder, after your AGM, submit your names and email addresses of your newly elected representatives to secretary@cbtf.ca. So we have seen those coming in, which is great. And I know that there are a few more AGMs to go. So let's just get that information in so that we can keep our board lists updated and our email distribution lists current. Videotaping for education. So a call out there, we do need group 1 and group 2 videos, and we do need SDP test videos for the higher level badges and pins. Please note that we will accept non-competition videos. So if you are able to, videotape the pre-competitive groups or any SDP practice tests or anything like that, in such a situation, we will accept those, and we do need them in order to be able to move forward with our judges exams and courses. Just please remember to videotape in landscape format. Structured review schedules. So, CBTF has received complaints in the past from members who feel that there's too many changes being made and that they can't keep up. So in a response, we began to implement the review timelines so that members know what to expect in advance. And given the intensity of the work that is actually put into a review, 10 years is where we've settled on a reasonable amount of time to allow the changes to set in and to not overwhelm our members. So just looking at our future groundwork seasons. So a groundwork season is the season in which we do the complete review. In 2025-26, we're going to look at dance twirl team, and pom-pom team. And this doesn't necessarily mean that there's changes coming. It's just our opportunity to take a look. 2026-27, we're going to take a look at medley, solo dance, twirl solo, and the CPD program. And 27-28, we'll take a look at BA short program, BA freestyle, and pair. And minor items coming in on a discipline can be dealt with without a complete review, but any major overarching changes are to be dealt with in the groundwork season. And we have kept things open because there may be new initiatives that will need to be added to the charts as things evolve with IBTF. Taking a look at the group challenge cup. So we've made a slight revision to points. So it's going to 5th place now rather than 3rd place. So at provincials, you get your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points for 1st through 5th place. And then we double those points for nationals. Music lead times. So there's some variation into our music tracks as to the lead times before once you push play and when the music track starts. So we're going to work on making that consistent from track to track in order to help our athletes know and anticipate when the music will start after it's announced at a competition. Tabulation training. So an informational email will be coming out before the end of the month to the CBTF board and technical chairs to follow up on the information and recommendations shared at the fall conference. So you can keep an eye out for that. And thanks to Cindy for her work in putting together our tabulation training. Coming up, just some things on the horizon that you can start thinking about. As I mentioned earlier, compulsory moves and short program. As a result of WBTF eliminating short program after 2024, CBTF Technical Committee will engage in a thorough review of the place and role of both our compulsory moves and short program throughout all of our programs. So that includes our badge program and the competitive program. So if you wish to begin discussions within your province as preparation for the 2024 fall technical meeting, that's going to be an agenda item on there. I'll give you a heads up already. Some webinars that we have planned for you. So we've already held 2 webinars regarding some judging play the game in preparation for our judges who are currently in the middle of writing their selection exams. Next Sunday, Jenna will take us through a review of the 2-baton and 3-baton role model that has been updated by WBTF. Sunday, November 12th, we will begin a 3-part series on freestyle fiche training presented by Maureen. Sunday, November 19th, we're going to take a look at the WBTF freestyle pair role model review with Jenna. Again, WBTF did an update to the pairs role model, so we'll get the summary from Jenna on that. Then the next 2, November 26th and December 10th, we'll take part 2 and part 3 of our freestyle fiche training. And then just before Christmas on December 17th, I'll do a review of our CPD and how to use the education portal if there's anybody wanting to see a walkthrough of that. There will be a few more webinars coming in the new year, and we'll be sure to announce those for you. So we've reached the end of the presentation. I think I might have missed some questions in the chat, so I'm just going to take a peek here. Sorry about that. I have too many things going on my screen. Can you please confirm minor events do not have to be held in open competitions, correct? That's correct, I believe. It's the major events that must be always offered. Minor events are optional to the competition director. Did I get everything else? Was there any other questions? So if anybody has anything, you feel free to type it in the chat, or you can raise your hand and you're welcome to speak. So with masters only for groups, how are groups to get feedback? So Jen, that's just at Canadians. It's not mandatory to run it that way at open competitions or at your provincials. We do want everybody to still be able to get their feedback. So we've just tried to streamline things with the national competition. I'm not seeing any other questions or no hands up. So I'll take that to mean that you're still absorbing all the information that we presented this evening.
Can I ask if you mentioned about the selection for the Pan-Pacific judges?
Oh, no, I haven't mentioned that. We're still at the, so we've collected the paragraphs of interest from the judges who are interested in judging at that competition, and CBTF will make those selections. We're just waiting. I'm just working with Joanne on the budgeting related to that. And then we'll be able to send out messages to those judges who have applied. Joanne, I don't know if you have a target in mind, but I'm hoping as well by the end of November.
I would hope by the end of November.
Okay. Oh, something else is coming in here. As we move into the qualifier and future, etc., is CBTF planning to continue to try and engage with CNBTA in some sort of joint effort? Joanne, would you like to?
Sure. So we've actually started a series of some really good and positive meetings with me and Dale White, Amy Williams, Satin Ward, Satin Head, Jamie Kern. Our next meeting is coming up right at the very beginning of November, and Dana's actually going to be able to join us for that one as well. We did have a preliminary conversation about, what is it going to look like for the 2024 year. But there was a consensus that for 2025, we really need to do something together, and what will that look like? So it's been really, I think, good discussions. They're going to be giving us, the IBTF representatives that are helping us are going to be giving us templates and examples from what other countries have done that they think will help us. So I'm feeling very positive about those discussions.
Thanks, Joanne. So I've got a comment here from Karen in the chat, and then I also see that Tracy has her hand up. So let me just read out what Karen has shared. Karen is compiling a full listing of the teams, or of the names of the athletes, pairs, and teams that have represented Canada at Worlds since 1980. She needs some names for some divisions in the top 6 placings. So if you had athletes that placed in the top 6 in Worlds, can you reach out to Karen at her first VP at cbtf.ca address and help her out with what her little project is there? That would be appreciated.
I just need to confirm something. I need the names of the 3 juniors, 3 seniors, and so forth that went to Worlds, and I need to know what division they were in, because of course we had a lot of people that were in junior division and they moved to senior division, and I don't know when they made that switch. If they were in received a top 6 placing, I'd like to know that. And we also need to know the names of both people in a pair and all the team members. And it wouldn't hurt to get the names of the alternates that also represented Canada. So I'd really appreciate as much information as I can get from the members so that I can have a comprehensive listing of this. This will then be put onto our website for historical reasons. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Karen. I do have a lot of record books going back that I'll dig out for you. I think we're okay on the freestyle side of things. The challenge occurs when they used to say, you know, the junior pair from Canada, and they didn't have the names associated with that. You were just the junior pair from Canada. So that's where we need to focus on gathering the information. But so that will narrow it down a bit for you in terms of names associated with it. And of course, the team names, the individual team members are important as well.
Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, and then there's a few more questions in the chat that we'll get to.
Yeah, thanks, Dana. So just a quick comment on the judges selection for Pan Pacific. I think you had mentioned end of November, and I guess the sooner would be better, because I don't know if it's changed, but last time the judges selected pay for their own flights. So just a comment that the sooner we could hear, the better equipped we will be to book off work and then book our flights. So I know you're super busy. I get it. So it's just a comment.
Absolutely. We'll do our best. Thanks, Tracy, for mentioning.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. A question in the chat, with the Canadian team trials in March, what are the provincial qualification requirements usually, you know, held at a provincial team trials? So there are no qualification requirements to get into the Canadian team trials this year. We felt that with our qualification standards, and that you have to achieve a certain score in order to actually be a level A athlete, that covered us and would allow our athletes to participate in Canadian team trials without forcing the provinces to hold another competition in such a tight time frame. So open entry into the trials based on your current status of being level A already. Another question, just circling back regarding CBTF and CNBTA, is there confirmation yet as to the number of athletes Canada will be sending in each division?
I'm going to just pop back in here, and I'm going to go from memory. So with that caveat, my memory is that we will have in the individual disciplines essentially 3 for each of the freestyle disciplines from CBTF, a pair in each pair division, a team. Concurrent with that, CNBTA will be running their qualifying competition where they have the rhythmic twirl athletes, I believe a pair and a team. And I'm not entirely sure what the alternate looks like for that. So we determined that it wouldn't be feasible to run everything together, and we're not allowed to sort of swap spots, is my understanding. And Jeff, I don't know if I've accurately captured that, if you have IBTF knowledge that you can share.
So IBTF doesn't really care about the countries like Canada that have dual federations. So they don't provide a solution. What they've said is 3 freestyle, 3 rhythmic, 2 pair, and 2 team in a dual federation country like ours. And like you said, Joanne, if one federation doesn't use a spot, they don't get to give it away to the other federation. So how, in our case, how CNBTA and CBTF decide to divide up those freestyle and rhythmic twirl spots, that's up to CBTF and CNBTA to work out. If the deal is CNBTA is going to fill the rhythmics and CBTF is going to fill the freestyles, then there it is.
Yeah, so at the fall conference, the technical room discussed, and our preference is that CBTF take the freestyle solo spots and CNBTA take the rhythmic spots. However, we have not yet had that conversation fully with CNBTA, so Joanne and I will be talking about that at the early November meeting. So once we do have everything sorted, we will let our members know. Another question in the chat: if the international qualifiers are always early in the season, is CBTF able to put the directive for provinces to hold provincial competitions on separate weekends? It's difficult to fill judging panels when provinces have provincials on the same dates. Yes, fully understood there, Wendy. We haven't taken a look at how if we will be moving provincial competitions just yet, but that's something that we do need to look at. When it comes to provinces selecting their date, it's always discussed at the fall conference, and we are aware that Alberta and Saskatchewan have their provincials scheduled for the same weekend. At the fall conference, the reps there are fully aware of that, and they agreed to work with one another to make the judges selections so that everybody should be able to meet their requirements. So if the provinces feel that they can't do that, then it's up to somebody to move their date. So we know it has happened in the past and they've been able to work through it. So I haven't heard of any challenges just yet, but I know that it's a challenge.
Well, Dana, Saskatchewan has sent out all their contracts, and Teresa has been good at giving that information. So I think that they're working together well.
I agree. And if there's any challenges, the judges reps and the competition directors can reach out to our national judges reps, or the technical chairs can reach out to me, and we'll try and see what we can do to help out. And as Joanne mentioned, sometimes it's a function of whether or not you can get a facility, which is true as well. Some facilities require booking so far in advance that it's challenging to sort out with between all the different provinces. So, okay, if there's another question popped up. What are the IBTF events being offered at the Nations Cup and World Championship in 2025? Don't know yet, Loren. Haven't heard. We'll keep watching the website though. Okay, any other questions, or are we able to wrap up? I think we're good. So as always, I'll leave you with a little quote from Simone Biles. And I just want to thank everybody for spending your Sunday evening with us. Hopefully we've been able to provide you with some good information to get you started for the year. And as promised, there'll be some stuff floating out tomorrow regarding the competitions. So watch your emails for that. And I wish everybody all the best for this competition season. And I want to thank everybody for all of the work that you do within your provinces and your clubs to make this sport available to our athletes.